1984 Toyota pickup. He has a little fun with it. It's getting some custom flared fenders. The customer retrofitted it. It's a brand new system from 2 years ago he put in, and just now he just put in a new evaporator kit that came from one of the online companies. I don't know who, can't remember who he said it was, but aftermarket evaporator kit. 26 ounces of refrigerant, and as you can see, it's only, I think it's 62 degrees outside, so it's cold out here. I have it on fresh air mode so I could grab some of this hot air that's coming off the engine and off the radiator and get cooled down into the fresh air intake to keep it cycling. Otherwise, if I put it on recycle mode, there's no heat load and it's cold, it just cycles really fast. So I'm attempting to keep it running. But what I wanted to do is, let's take a look at some vapor pressures coming from the condenser. Now there's a subcooling, there's a second condenser on here. This is a subcooling condenser. This is the primary condenser. They're both serpentine. You guys notice this coil? It's a continuous long coil, but there's two of them. There's the primary, it's a short little condenser, but here's a real short one. This is your liquid line condenser. So if you follow the path of vapor, here's hot vapor coming out of the compressor. So coming out of the compressor, it's coming at 117 degrees. And if you can read it right there, liquid line out, LLT, liquid line out. So this is our hot vapor. Now let's go to the other side. So it goes in, where's it going in at? How's this one? It's going in right here. So it's entering the condenser right there, and it's coming out right here. You notice it's a big thick pipe. It's not a little liquid line like that. So it goes in thick and it comes out thick, the same size, because this is not subcooling, it's not liquid. This is still in the gaseous form. So let's see what the temperature is right here. So now we're gonna see the temperature. There we go. So now we're gonna see the temperature coming out. It was 117 degrees. It has dropped down to 66, 67 degrees right there. Now from this vapor, it's still vapor, it's not liquid yet, but it has been cooled down. And so now it's going into the short little thin subcooling circuit. And if you look really closely, it goes, here's one circuit, it goes all the way over there. It makes a loop, it comes back, second pass, third pass, fourth pass. 4 passes, and it goes into the receiver dryer. You can see it come out right here, goes right there, and it drops into the receiver dryer. Then it goes through the filter pad material, it goes through the desiccant BBs in the middle, another filter pad, and then that liquid, maybe a little vapor combination and oil drops to the bottom. And right where you see the sight glass is the straw that goes all the way down to the bottom to pick up the liquid off the bottom. So what's our temperature coming out of there? 65 degrees. Now let's see our temperature coming out of the subcooling. So now we'll go right there. We'll take the temperature of the liquid line coming out of the subcooling condenser. Up. How did it go up in temperature? Am I getting some heat over here? Oh, I got a little hot air blowing out here. Yeah, I got, why did it should go down. This is doing what it shouldn't do. So it shouldn't go from, say right there, 66, 65, 66 degrees. The temperature is supposed to drop. 66 degrees. This is supposed to be colder, not warmer. And no, we're not flowing backwards. We are having reverse physics going on here. I'm measuring 70 degrees coming out. That is not what's supposed to happen. I see new shit all the time. Actually, I've probably seen this before, but okay. So now we go from here, let's follow the, it goes here, it goes here, it goes in. See where it says in? It's going in, it drops in here. comes back out. Now let's see what the temperature is coming out of the receiver. 72. And then that comes along here and it feeds back to the expansion valve. That's a strange one. I go from what should be warmer now it's 94. This was 117. Let's follow this path again. Okay, right here is the discharge from the compressor. 117. Then you drop temperature going through the condenser and you come out. And there we go. We're dropping. (97, 98 degrees). Then we go at 97, 98, we go into the subcooling condenser. I wonder if it's picking up radiation. You know what? Let's see that again. It is lower. 97, 98. Was I looking? You guys picked me out. Was I being retarded and I was reading the suction line temperature instead of keeping my eyes down there? I think that's what I did. I'm not going to erase and retake. I'm going to let you see my retarded mistakes. So, let's go back up here. We're at 97, 98 degrees going in. Now we should be 70 degrees coming out. So now we're subcooling the liquid. And that's what my retarded ass self was doing. I was reading, my eyes went up to the subcooling, but the liquid line, the suction line, which is over there. And I was not reading the liquid line, which that is wrong. I think I burnt my wire. I messed up my wire. It's not reading right. But yeah, we dropped from 98 degrees to 68 degrees. And then it goes through, from 68 degrees, it goes through the receiver dryer, comes out this liquid line, it comes over here and feeds to the expansion valve. There we go. 91 degrees again. How is it picking up temperature? Over here. Oh, I burnt this. I think I got a short in here or something. I keep burning these. I get these and I burn them all the time. Yeah, I see wire. Okay, never mind. Let's see, I'm squeezing it. Yeah, you see the temperature jump? That's what it is. All right, so this test is totally blown because I just burnt another set. God damn it. All right, so far for that. But post all my mistakes anyway because I'm an idiot. See you guys later.